Hey everyone, welcome to week 6. Things are getting a little more complex, and hopefully you'll begin to see how many of these activities we've been doing over the last several weeks will kind of be culminating in a couple of big projects. So I'm going to talk about those this week. But first, going back to last week, yesterday, Saturday the 2nd, you had to submit an assessment plan. And so after grading some of your assignments on your backwards design template, there definitely was some disconnect in some cases with the assessments. So I have extended the deadline to resubmit your assessment plan. So if you want to revise it and resubmit it this week, you can do that by the end of the day today, Sunday the 3rd, and with no penalty for lateness. So just to make sure that you understand, on the assessment plan, you should have at least 3 lessons. These should be the ones that you're planning for your mock, or for most of you that would be the ones you're planning for your mock at TPA. But regardless, you have to design a 3 to 5 lesson unit for my class, inquiry based. And so for your assessment plan, you need to have at least 2 assessments for each lesson. So starting with a pre-assessment, and then concluding with a summative assessment, and then the ones in between that would be formative assessments. And so averaging 2 per lesson, or at least 2 per lesson, and those need to be identified in your assessment plan. So if you have any questions about that, make sure to email me, and we'll work through that. So again, you can resubmit that by the end of the day today, the 3rd, if you need to revise it. And then we'll go ahead and move on to what's due this week. So due this week is, you're going to actually take your assessment plan, and you're going to actually work on your assessments and actually start beginning to populate your lesson plan, actually your formal lesson plans, with information from both the backwards design template and your assessment work this past week and this coming week. I'll go over that a little more. You also have a misconception study that you're going to be engaging in. So you started that this week with the video notes that you took on misconceptions and how they impact our learning of science, how stubborn they can be, and how they prevent students from actually incorporating new knowledge. So under week 5 resources, there was a document, instructions, and rubric for your misconception study. I'm going to go over that this week. This is a big project. This project is actually worth 100 points. And so the first part of that was the video notes. That was worth 20. The next part you're going to be working on this week is, you're going to identify a pre-assessment or a probe that you will give to students. And on this it says 2, but I would highly recommend at least 3 participants. And then you'll see if you can uncover some misconceptions, and then you'll actually do some sort of teaching activity, and then you'll reassess using the same probe or a similar probe, and see if you actually made progress in addressing those misconceptions. So this document that kind of details each part of this this project. And as we go through the next few weeks, I'll update you with instructions on each part. So again, this week, your job is to either select a probe or a pre-assessment from the resources I've provided, or online resources that you've looked at yourself, or design your own pre-assessment that you'll use. And so you need to actually select or create one and have that to submit by next Saturday. And then you also, on that pre-assessment, you need to identify who the participants will be for your study. So again, you need 3 participants. They can be family, friends, students, and that part of it will be submitted for this week. So on your to-do list, it shows using the resources linked under week 6, choose a common misconception that would fit. You can actually align this to what you're teaching, or it can be a totally different topic. It could actually be one that you experienced in the videos. And then, again, decide who your participants will be. So if you look on Moodle under week 6, there is several resources that you can use and choose from. Many of these actually have the probes, so you'll see that they actually have the pre-assessments designed, and then some of them are just what are the common misconceptions in science. So again, what you will submit is the probe or the pre-assessment and the list of participants that you're going to actually conduct the study with. So if you have any questions about that assignment, please make sure to get in touch with me, because that's a big assignment and I don't want you to miss points. Want to make sure you have clear instructions. The last assignment you have for this week is you're going to take the assessment plan that you created and you're going to actually add this to your EdTPA lesson plans, the formal lesson plans you're creating for your unit. And you're going to actually submit your first draft of those lesson plans. So you have two options for this. You will have attached to the assignment and under the resources is the modified lesson plan and the actual lesson plan that has the full template. So I would suggest for this assignment that you choose the modified template and you just add in the things that are included here. So at this point for this assignment, I just want your standard, your learning targets, and those should be specific to the lesson. So you've created several learning targets. Now you're going to actually put them in the lessons that they're applied to, and then you're going to add in a description of your assessments. So that's what's due this week. If you want to go ahead or have already started with the full template, that looks like this. The only sections that I'll be assessing are the assessments, the standards and the learning targets, and the central focus. So the central focus, this is where your big ideas and essential questions come in. This is a brief 2 to 3 sentence description of what you're covering in your 3 to 5 lessons. So it's going to be the same on every lesson plan. So is your standard. There are some resources that you can look to on Moodle that address how to write central focus. So this is under week 4 resources, writing a central focus and learning targets from the standards. That, while kind of a dry PowerPoint, actually gives you some good information about how to write a central focus. So again, your central focus should be 2 to 3 sentences. It should actually describe what you're covering in your unit, and it should address the standard. So it should connect to what you're doing in your unit that is covered in the standard. So those will be draft lesson plans that you'll submit on Saturday the 9th. That's the final assignment. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. We can set up a time to chat and go over that. So in addition to the lesson plans, and in the same place under the formative summative assessment assignment, so if you look on Moodle, this will be the assignment under week 6 right here, formative summative assessment development. You will submit your lesson plans. You should have one for each lesson. You should have all of your formal assessments. So anything that you're handing to the students that they're completing, you need to actually have a draft of those assessments attached to the assignment this week. So again, any questions, please make sure to get in touch with me right away and we'll clear that up so you can move on and get your assignments done this week. So I look forward to seeing your work this week, and hopefully this is all going to kind of come together and you'll see how this all contributes to planning and teaching good science instruction. Have a good week, and I'll see you soon.